in the current battle of the Black Clover manga, Megicula has partially manifested into the physical world, and her power is seemingly unstoppable. Decaying World is even dwarfing the power of Noelle and her Saint Stage Valkyrie form. But, in this instance, we get a huge statement from Megicula, which though you might think is meaningless, it is very, very important. There's clearly no way you can win, and yet you struggle. Why? It's intriguing, but I really don't see the point. Could that be how humans occasionally surpass expectations and create spells? However, there's no human alive who can produce a spell capable of defeating me within Decaying World. Oh yeah, Megicula? There's no human alive who can produce a spell capable of defeating your Decaying World? What about dead humans? Yeah, I think I solved this one, ladies and gents. The theory only gets better and better the longer it goes on, so stay tuned, this is going to be a long one. I also believe I have figured out the meaning for the eye symbols of Megicula, and it further adds evidence to Liebe's origin and the possibility of Asta being a hybrid, but that's not the focus of this one. Anyways, the ancient human who defeated Megicula, the theory, let's go. Now if you guys do end up enjoying this video, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also turn on notifications to be notified every time I upload. Also, follow me on Twitter, link down below. Shout out to my novel called 9 Fates. It's a light novel series. I release chapters weekly. Mostly, sometimes I have to take a week off because I'm really busy, but it's pretty consistent, I would say. So if you want a fantasy manga style light novel, go check out my website, 9 Fates, link down below. But anyways, guys, let's get into this Black Clover theory. Now, I want to point out that I only thought of this theory because someone on Twitter pointed out the exact words of Megicula's statement, though they theorized that Dorothy is the possible dead human that she was referring to. I wish I could shout out this person for giving me the inspiration for this theory, but I honestly don't remember who tweeted it, so sorry. While this could be interesting, and it could explain why Dorothy knew so much about Megicula, I decided to think about other candidates, and one struck me immediately, and that was Tetia, the sister of the first Wizard King Lumiere, wife of the elven chieftain, Licht. Now, like I said, this theory really only gets better and better. Remember, Tetia was confirmed to have survived the elven massacre alongside one of her twins. Why would I presume that Tetia is the human who could defeat Megicula, and did long ago? Well, it's actually very likely when you think about it, and I bet I'm going to blow some minds here. But Tetia is actually an incredibly powerful mage, and that was when she was at an incredibly young age, and she may even have the wind spirit. Remember, her magic was so strong that when out of control, it took both Licht and Lumiere producing a spell to negate her spell and save her. It almost reminds me of when the Black Bulls had to save Noelle from her own magic. That's how strong Tetia is, that Licht and Lumiere had to team up to stop it. She is the sister of the first Wizard King, which means she should be incredibly powerful because they share genetics, and magic transfers genetically. And this instance of her runaway wind magic proves it. It is very important for this theory that Tetia is incredibly strong, because it needs to explain how she could even stand against Megicula's presence, but also give a motive for why they would ever fight each other. And really, it all adds up. Remember, Megicula has a spell called Malevolent Femcantation. The spell allows her to manifest in the human physical world when conditions are met. She needs the souls of 3 incredibly powerful human mages of the same sex, and then she can manifest into the real world. Now, based on the fact that so far, Megicula is portrayed as a female, and the spell is called Femcantation, I believe that the actual requirement for the spell isn't just 3 high-powered mages of the same sex, but they also need to be female, which further shows why this ancient human, Tetia, was the human who defeated Decaying World in the past. Tetia, as I have proven, is a very, very powerful mage. Sure, she is strong, but how could she have defeated Megicula? Well, she was very likely Saint Stage. Remember, Tetia had wind magic. That puts her as a candidate for the wind spirit. If you have the wind spirit, you can learn Saint Stage, which can kill devils. Technically, her son would have been chosen by the wind spirit, as you know, had the wind spirit, and her son's soul was in his body. The souls between the elves and the human vessels all existed on the same wavelength as each other. They had the same magic types, acted the same, and all looked nearly identical. This means it's very likely that Tetia got the wind spirit, or maybe she already had it before the massacre, as this could be the explanation of how she survived and how she probably had mana left over, because of the wind spirit. It also acts as an explanation as to why her wind magic, Tornado, was out of control in the first place. She was practicing with Belle, and it was too strong for her, and thus it went out of control. They even call it natural mana, which is the type of mana that Belle uses, as she is a nature spirit of wind. The scene of Yuno using Belle against Catherine harkens back to this, as Catherine was shocked that he was controlling natural mana, and then he used Self's breath. That looks interestingly similar to the tornado that took Tetia from the Clover Kingdom all the way to the Elven village. If Tetia had the wind spirit, this gives her the potential to reach the level of Saint Stage. Saint Stage, like Arcane Stage, allows one to kill devils. Tetia is strong, fits the requirement for Megicula to come after her, and as likely has a viable power that can defeat her. Not only this, but we know that Megicula works in the Spade Kingdom. Alicia is at the border between the Heart Kingdom and the Spade Kingdom. This is important because this also puts her close to a location next to an area where we know Megicula functions. Megicula could have sensed or heard of Tetia's presence in Alicia, as well as human-elven hybrid children, and went to go check it out. Unfortunately for our favorite cursed devil, Tetia probably ruined Megicula's manifestation, and it's why now she is trying once again hundreds of years later. Because of Tetia, Megicula failed to manifest. Now, this isn't the only important part of this theory. It may even confirm the identity of Liebe, why he is magicless, and why he wound up in the underworld. Remember, the theory that Liebe is the son of Licht. That's one of the theories I've made multiple times, but in my theory, he was turned into a devil. It makes sense if you envisioned a human form of Liebe, he would look like the potential son of Licht and Tetia. Liebe can be short because Tetia is short. If you even look at Liebe's devil marking on his face, it symbolizes Licht's on his face when he was under the effect of the reincarnation spell. This could also explain Asta as being a possible vessel created for Liebe by Zigrad's spell. Mimosa looks exactly like Tetia, but wasn't invaded by Tetia's soul because she survived. Could be the same for Asta. He looks like Liebe because Liebe was reincarnated, but he actually survived, so the vessel was created, but no soul went to him because Liebe survived that instance. It could be the same for Liebe, and also explains why Liebe is magicless. Because of Lumiere's device, when the royals used it against the elves, his magic was sapped from him while he was in the womb. And we know from earlier in the series that if a child loses their mana and it is not quickly recovered, then they will be magicless forever. It also explains how Liebe went from an elven-human hybrid into a devil. Remember, Megicula can easily create devils with her cursed magic, so in this theory, she turns the magicless Liebe into a devil and sends him to the underworld. Now, people question this theory because Liebe is seemingly a child when we first see him in the flashback. And we know that Licht's surviving son reached the age of being able to father children as his descendants live on in Alicia. But we need to remember that devils are essentially spirits or souls, so Zigrad was even confirmed to be a spirit when Lumiere called them souls. And remember, the human world is called the physical world. It is probably that just in the underworld, they look to have bodies because they are in that realm, meaning that we only see the personification of Liebe's soul in this instance, and we know that from the Dryad and the elves about ultimate magic that mana and the soul are directly linked. Here's a quote from the Dryad, the tree spirit deity. Here in Alicia, become acquainted with the origin of souls and physically draw closer to mana. The Dryad, again a tree deity who is gifted with this sight of prophecy, is stating that if you know the soul, you grow closer to magic and mana. Liebe has no magic. How do you think this affects his soul? The avatar for his soul was stunted. That is why he looks to be a baby, for he lost his mana when he was just about to be born, so his soul could not grow. Not only this, but Asta's devil union only shows further that Liebe is Licht's son. We know that when devil users commit devil union, they will take on the characteristics of the devils they fuse with. Noct looks like a dog with Guimardello, the dog devil, like a cat with Plumade, the cat devil, like a rooster with Wagner, the rooster devil, and like a donkey when united with the donkey devil Slotos. But for Asta and Liebe, what do they look like when they fuse? A knight, the Black Knight, the Knight's King, armor and a crown. This is because Liebe was royalty. He is double royalty, the son of a human princess and an elven king. He was the one who would have inherited the demon swords once he was ready, likely. Let me ask you, what was the only sword that Liebe handled himself in the devil binding ritual with Asta? The Demon Dweller sword. What happened to this Demon Dweller sword? Well, it would be found in the dungeon, close to the scroll of the Wind Spirit. This means that when Tetia passed on, the scroll of the Wind Spirit was probably found with a Demon Dweller when Liebe was sent to the underworld. And they were both taken to the same dungeon because they were found next to each other. This could explain why the Demon Dweller sword was the only sword that Liebe actually touched himself while in that battle. because it was the sword that he used when he lived as a human-elven hybrid. He wouldn't have magic, but he could just use the Demon Dweller sword to absorb others' magic and use it, or even possibly imbue himself with magic when he took from others. Another crazy thing I discovered is the meaning behind Megicula's eye ring symbols. See, in Tabata's previous manga, Hungry Joker, the same symbol was used for one of the Mavro in the series, Mavro being a devil equivalent. After the Mavro, killing, that's their name, killing, consumed the Mendelian peas, the symbol appeared around their eyes. Mendelian peas is a reference to the renowned scientist in our real world, Gregor Mendel. The peas' powers are related to Gregor Mendel's research that contribute to the theory of the Mendelian inheritance. Mendel, in his research, found out that by crossbreeding a few peas with different characteristics, it would produce new peas with the combined characteristics of its parents. Through this fact, Mendel was able to come up with this theory where an offspring would inherit the characteristics of its parents, thus internally mutated to look exactly like the parents. In Hungry Joker, the power of the Mendelian peas are able to turn people into demon-like monsters. Look at Megicula. She has the ability to mutate people's genetics and turn them into devils. Same symbol, same powers. This matches up with Heidi, the main character of Hungry Joker, and his symbol. He eats the Newtonian apple, which grants him gravity manipulation. This is its symbol. The symbol for gravity powers is the same symbol that Dante has in Black Clover, and Dante has gravity powers as well. This actually matches up because Megicula loves to run experiments with her cursed magic. This means that Liebe may have been the first mortal that she turned into a devil, or was just one of her experiments to see if she could turn an elven-human hybrid into a devil, or a magicless one at that. So, she may have also gone to Tetia because of the actual motivations of Liebe being there, because of the fact that Liebe would have been a human-elven hybrid of high-level blood, something Megicula would take great interest in thanks to her relation to genetics and experiments. This may be why Asta could also be a devil hybrid based on one of my previous theories, as, remember, Megicula likely cursed Lasita. Now, I find it very important to tell you why I believe that Lasita is cursed and why that it is important to Megicula. For one, we know that Lasita, her ability is not her magic type. Her magic type is to seal magicless things. Her ability is to steal mana and life energy from their people, and it's something she cannot control. Also, Henry can steal mana from their people, something he cannot control, but he must do it to stay alive. He also might steal life energy, it's not confirmed, but since his parents did say that they might die if they're around him too long, that does imply he also steals life energy because people can live without mana. Mana dwells in life energy, but that does not mean that if mana is gone, they die, because mana dwells in life energy, it is not life energy. And then we have Catherine, the witch from early on in the series. She has curse ash magic, and she steals people's life to also enhance her own mana. That is curse ash magic. So this shows the direct connections between curses and stealing mana and life energy. And we know that Megicula is the parent of curse magic. This is why I do believe that Lasita is cursed, and if she is cursed, that means that Asta could be changed into that of a devil hybrid, or a devil, because Megicula can easily turn people into devils. Remember, she says she just tinkered with a curse a bit, and just easily turned Lolopechka into a devil. If you just think about this, it's a good symbolism and duality for the series, as you already have Yuno with Licht's other son, which he might recall on more power in this arc. And then Asta, while he would have Licht's other son, it is through a different way. Because his son's a devil, they do devil union, it's a different way. That would be a really cool way for how Licht's children, which were supposed to unite humanity and elfkind for good, if they did it in this way, hundreds of years later, with two humans in Asta and Yuno, a royal and a peasant. Another thing with the symbolism and the duality is Noel and Tetia, both royals, both with very powerful but uncontrollable magic in the beginning, both losing loved ones to devils, and you have them probably both hosting spirits, and also them being attacked by Megicula, and then there's children involved, as if you look at it with Tetia, Megicula came, probably turned Liebe into a devil, sent him to the underworld, and then Tetia probably bitched her the fuck out. Then you have it where Noelle was a kid, she was taken by Vonica, who was hosted by Megicula, then Asir would be cursed by Megicula. So, that is the symbolism and duality for the series, and I think it adds a lot, and I really like it, so that's another reason why I add it. If you add more symbolism and duality, it makes the series better. So that's another good point to add for theories, not just evidence, but also for symbolism. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for the theory. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and let me know what you think down below. Do you think Tetia was the ancient human who defeated Megicula, when Megicula implied that no alive human could defeat her, but that means that somebody dead might be able to defeat her? Do you think that Liebe is the son of Licht Tetia, who would be born magicless because of the device from the royals, then turned into a devil by Megicula and then sent to the underworld? And do you think that Megicula has the symbol of the Medallion Peas, and that is something that Tabata is taking over from Hungry Joker, his previous amazing manga, which you should definitely read? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys do overall enjoy the theory. Now remember, yes, Liebe was shown to be a baby in the underworld, but remember, he's a soul, he's a spirit, because he's a devil. And souls are connected to mana, and he had no mana once he was that size in Tetia's womb, because it was taken from him by the construction of Lumiere when the royals took everybody's mana. So he just lost that connection to his soul. It didn't grow because it had no mana, but he still grew physically. Explains why he has no magic, why he's looks like Asta, because Asta is his vessel. So I think this explains a lot for Black Clover. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also check out Polsky Art's store. You can get a bunch of cool different Black Clover merch. I'm probably going to get the Light Triad sweater and then the Liebe shirt. You can use code Broku for 15% off. So go check that out, link down below. Also check out my light novel, 9 Fates. With that being said, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Plus...